Who doesn't love a good old-fashioned diss track or rap beef? We know we do, and after the BET Awards, we decided it was the perfect time to compile a comprehensive list of disses from the GOAT, Eminem. And while we love diss tracks, we would love it more if you hit that subscribe button and ding that little notification bell as well. The Insane Clown Posse. While the proverbial hatchet is buried now, in Eminem's early days, he and the Juggalo Army had a prolonged feud. On M's second album, the Marshall Mathers LP, Eminem goes in on a metric ton of people. But the Insane Clown Posse got a whole verse ripping them to shreds on the song Marshall Mathers, and an entire Ken Kniff skit dedicated to dissing them on the record as well. The feud wouldn't stop there either. Over the course of the next 6 to 7 years, Eminem would take shots at the Insane Clown Posse on various songs and during live performances. Debbie Mathers. Eminem has had a long and storied feud with his mother. I don't know if we can even count the number of times he has dissed his mom. Seriously, trying to go back and count the number of times is so numerous that we gave up after the Slim Shady LP. And that was just his first mainstream record. The hardest diss he ever threw at his mom comes courtesy of the track Cleaning Out My Closet from the 2002 record The Eminem Show, where he proceeds to destroy his mom with lyrical offerings such as, "My whole life I was made to believe I was sick when I wasn't, till I grew up now, I blew up, it makes you sick to your stomach, doesn't it?" And, "Haley's getting so big now, you should see her, she's beautiful, but you'll never see her, she won't even be at your funeral." In 2014, Eminem went on to apologize to his mom and make amends, but for roughly 15 years prior to that, he was on a non-stop mom diss train. Christina Aguilera. Another one from the Marshall Mathers album, Eminem took aim at sugary pop of the late 90s and early 2000s, going in on the Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears, NSYNC, and of course Christina Aguilera. For the previous three, he just laid into them about their lack of talent and how much they suck. For Christina, it was oddly personal, referencing her appearance on MTV show where she made some remarks about Eminem. Well, Eminem decided to use that and fire off a quick diss to the songstress. The outcome of this was Christina denying Eminem's claims that she had performed oral sex on Carson Daly and Fred Durst, and she created a diss track of her own parodying the song The Real Slim Shady. But that diss track of hers is some high-level cringe material, and if you're into that sort of thing, we highly suggest you check it out. Benzino The Source. All the way back in 2000, after the Marshall Mathers LP sold 1.6 million records, Eminem was flying high. He was at the very top of the rap game, but there was one publication who decided that Eminem's second record was trash. That magazine was The Source. They gave the Marshall Mathers LP a comical 2 out of 5 mics. This feud is pretty unique in that Eminem is the reactionary one as opposed to starting it. Benzino, the founder of The Source, made not one but 2 diss tracks aimed at Eminem, the latter of which caught Eminem's attention and drew him into the beef. Eminem proceeded to torch Benzino on 3 songs, Bully, The Sauce, and Nail in the Coffin. So what was the outcome of this? Well, Benzino regrets the feud and is no longer part of The Source. So I guess it was a really bad career move for Benzino. George W. Bush. To put it lightly, Eminem did not care for George W. Bush at all. To be less light on it, he hated his guts and made sure that it was known that Bush 43 was the worst president he had ever seen. Well, until a couple presidents down the line. The crux of this diss goes all the way back to Eminem's 2003 track, We As Americans, which got leaked online and contained the lyric, "I don't rap for dead presidents, I would rather see the president dead. It's never been said, but I set precedents." The one line prompted the Secret Service to look into Eminem's words as a potential threat towards the 43rd president, but after they looked into it, the Secret Service Office of Public Affairs exonerated Eminem and nothing came of it. Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey. This one spans pretty much the whole length of Eminem's career. Back in 2001, Mariah Carey wanted Eminem to collaborate on Mariah's album Charm Bracelet. Allegedly after that, the two started a short-lived romance which would become the basis for their back and forth. On The Eminem Show in 2002, Eminem seemed to confirm their past relationship with a series of lyrical nods to the pair's time together. Mariah Carey denied this, saying that she may have been with him 4 times total and wouldn't consider that dating anyone. This denial infuriated Eminem and caused Eminem to lay out some fiery disses on the tracks Superman, When the Music Stops, Jimmy Crack Corn, and Bagpipes from Baghdad, with that last track taking aim not at Mariah Carey so much as her brand new husband at the time, Nick Cannon. The diss references that Nick Cannon is stupid for marrying Mariah Carey and that he's a sucker for believing her. After Bagpipes, Mariah released a song called Obsessed, responding to Eminem, and not to be outdone, Eminem released the infamous track The Warning, where he proceeds to obliterate the pair. Limp Bizkit. Back in the white rapper craze of the early 2000s, one which Eminem started with his massive mega success, Eminem was in a feud with the former frontman of House of Pain, Everlast. The two were going back and forth with a ton of diss tracks and verbal jabs in interviews. During this feud, Limp Bizkit wanted to get in on the action. Fred Durst and DJ Lethal were adamant they wanted to be on a track with Eminem dissing Everlast. So Eminem booked studio time, and when that time came, Fred Durst backed out with a toothache, and DJ Lethal said he was cool with Everlast now and didn't want to do the diss track. Eminem was cool with that, but once he saw DJ Lethal on MTV saying that Eminem was a better MC but Everlast would whoop his ass in a fight, the gloves were off. According to Fred Durst, the two haven't spoken since Eminem dissed Limp Bizkit on the track Girls. Royce to 5'9". There are so many beefs that come from the instant and massive success of one artist that leads to a disconnect between even the closest of friends. That is what happened with Royce to 5'9" and Eminem. Royce and Eminem were very close friends and frequent collaborators, working together as the group Bad Meets Evil. But due to disagreements between Dr. Dre and Royce's management, Royce would sign with a different label than Eminem and would be forced to drop off the Anger Management tour, vacating his spot as Eminem's hype man on the tour. Royce would later drop the line, "F Anger Management, I need somebody to manage my anger." Eminem took this as a direct shot at the tour and him. Eminem and D12 dissed Royce on the track SmackDown, and the feud continued until 2011 when Royce and Eminem sorted everything out and Royce's group The Slaughterhouse was signed to Shady Records. Since then, the two have released a new Bad Meets Evil album and are close friends. Ja Rule. Probably the most notable feud for Eminem is his beef with Ja Rule. This whole thing stemmed out of Ja Rule and 50 Cent having issues, with the latter being signed to Eminem's Shady Records. Eminem didn't get involved in their beef until Ja Rule released the song Loose Change, in which he talks about Eminem's mom, Kim, and Eminem's daughter Haley, with the line, "You claim your mother's a crackhead and Kim is a known slut, so what's Haley gonna be when she grows up?" This scathing line brought Eminem into the feud full on, releasing the tracks Hail Mary 2003 the remix, Like Toy Soldiers, Do Re Mi, Keep Talking, Bump Heads, Go to Sleep, and Bully. Eminem and the crew from Shady Records overnight destroyed Ja Rule's rap career. He went from top rapper to hip-hop leper in record time. Donald Trump. At the BET Awards this year, as with every year, there are ciphers peppered throughout the event. Eminem has graced these ciphers multiple times and brings something different every time he performs. This year he brought a takedown of who he considers the worst president in history, Donald Trump. Using an offbeat cadence like an inverse spoken word poem, Eminem goes on a tirade about the Cheeto-in-Chief, dropping some amazing gems in the process like, "Racism is the only thing he's fantastic for, because that's how he gets his rocks off, he's orange." The cypher has elicited a mixed response on his style use, but there is a consensus that the content and the platform he used to take a direct shot at Trump was amazing. As of this time, there have shockingly been 0 tweets from Donald Trump in response. But knowing 45, there will be a response coming. Maybe he is getting Ja Rule and Mariah Carey to help him craft a perfect diss track of his own, featuring DJ Mikey Pence. And that's the list. We know there are more disses and beefs out there for Mr. Mathers, and if we missed one you think was the best, let us know in the comments, and make sure to subscribe to our channel and watch our other videos.